Welcome everyone to a pick a card reading. I'm drawn to sit down today and do messages from a loved one. So this is going to be, whoever came to mind immediately when you saw the title of the video or when you heard me say that. Somebody you would like to hear from, it would be nice to hear from, or they'll know that they're the person you need to hear from today. So I am organic reader, so you're going to see me change everything out on camera. If you don't like to watch the process, I use timestamps below, so you can skip ahead to whichever card here. So we'll go 1, 2, 3 that you're tuning into to receive messages from your loved one. We'll also do signs as well. So you'll receive messages today, but we'll also see if they can give us some insights into the signs that they're giving you when they're answering you directly, when they're around you. Okay, so I'm just going to pop cards 2 and 3 up top, and we'll just move our little elephant back here. All right. Okay, so I'm going to do 2 decks of cards, I think. So we'll start with the deck of the cards you were drawn to. And we're going to get some messages from your loved one that you wanted to hear from today. If I get any kind of sense of who they are, whether it's personality traits that they share in common, because it's going to be all of your loved ones coming through, I'll definitely share that with you. Or you'll probably just be able to feel and know who they are, recognize them in sort of their messages and how they're answering you. Generally, when I connect into loved ones, I'll use words and languages that they use. My random examples will be things that connect to you and relate to you and have nothing to do with me, and I'll let you know. Example would be like if I brought up surfing. I don't surf, and if you do, then that's more of a connection for you. Just kind of sliding, didn't realize I was kind of off camera there. Maybe I'll put them more in the middle. Okay, let's get the next cards. Additional clarity on your messages from your loved one. Let's see what you need to hear from today. What kind of answers they've been trying to get to you that you feel like you haven't been seeing or feeling. And now we'll do some signs. Just letting them discard. I'm just gonna want one or two anyways. I guess I should turn some on camera so you can see. Okay. All right. Okay. Got 2 charms per each pile. Well, we got Dad here. If Dad can't fix it, no one can. So I don't know if right away Dad is the one you want to hear from. I am going to just take a quick timestamp here for all of our friends that like to just jump to the messages and hear from their loved one. So all of us were drawn to our princess here, kind of reaching out here to your loved one's soul, and sort of this really strong emotional bond you had with them, sort of this really deep connection that I can feel here. But I'm not feeling like a deep sadness. I feel like the majority of you that are here at the reading that want to hear from these loved ones, what you have in common is, you're quite comfortable speaking about this loved one, right? You don't get choked up. You're able to reminisce and laugh. You're very comfortable. So maybe a significant amount of time has passed. Maybe these are loved ones that, you lost, 10 or so years ago. which is why you're in a more emotionally stable, confident, sort of happy place when you do talk about them, when you are thinking about them. But you are reaching out to them. So this individual in particular, you kind of want to hear from. So let's see what answers they have for you here. I'll try to get the... Sorry that you have to be my camera guinea pigs here today. I just want to make sure you can see everything. All right. Let's go into the cards first. I did that the other day. And it was a little bit of fun, so we'll do the same thing. Okay. So a decision weighing on your mind, reaching out to your confidant here. Maybe that's why I'm not seeing sadness, because you're just kind of seeking answer, seeking guidance, help, support on kind of knowing what's right. You know, you're weighing your options, and you've been thinking about it a lot. They're drawing me into the orange here, which is for me creativity, strategy. Maybe that's their answer to you. Get creative, or embrace your creativity and your strategic abilities. I don't know if that's one of the solutions, if that's one of the options. Like if you're weighing, should I pursue carpentry or should I pursue or stick working in finance, right? And carpentry maybe is more creative for you, or maybe you find finance more strategic. So whatever kind of is calling to you here, but there's a call to your creative side. You need a creative outlet here. You need to you want to pour more of your passion into your creative spirit side of yourself. Your creative passion. That's kind of where you want to give your focus here. Right? She's kind of looking down at her beautiful orange ornate here. All of her creative ideas as it wraps around your head, your heart. Right? You're just covered in ideas here, covered in creativity, covered in whatever talent, gift you have, and that's really where you want to put your focus, but you're struggling with the shift. Can I do that? I just pulled it down because they're pulling me here to her white robe, her white outfit. They're both have a kind of a veil, a transparency to it, a vulnerability, right? It's more fragile. It might rip, fragile material. But they were drawing me to the white robe because of the piece here, with the dove wings wide open. This is bringing in kind of calmness, sort of wanting to calm your mind, the flip-flopping. But I think they're pulling you into you knowing the answer is what's going to bring you the peace, right? What's going to bring you this peace of mind? Is it going to be going all in on your passion? Or is it going to be, option number 2, whatever that is for you, and giving less time to this or putting this off until a future date? But there's this message from your loved one that you kind of know the answer, what's going to bring you the peace and happiness here, right? What's more authentic to you with this transparent veil? What's authentically you? What will help you live more authentically you? And you know this loved one, so if they were here in physical form still, I feel like they would verbally say the same thing to you, like actually say that to you. What's going to bring you more joy? Like kind of help you work through thinking about it. They won't give you the direct answer. That's not the kind of guidance this individual would have given you. They just would have kind of coached you through the thinking. So you could get the weight off your mind here. You could make your decision. And then they're reminding you of some knowledge. Maybe you've had a similar conversation with them in the past, right? This is also kind of your soul bringing in a chapter here from your Akashic records, a memory, and they're reminding you of knowledge that you already have regarding this kind of decision. Maybe you were contemplating a similar, there's no wrong answer. It's just going to take me down a different lifestyle route. Maybe when you were graduating, choosing post-secondary or travel, or maybe this job versus that job, and you went and spoke to your loved one and said, like, I don't know what to do, I've been weighing this. And they did the same thing. They just kind of asked you questions that guided you through the process. Ask yourself those questions. What do you remember from that previous conversation or conversations? There's multiple swords here pointing at your memories. Remember our conversations, our previous similar conversations. And maybe that's why you're reaching out to them, because you're like, I know. We used to be my confidant. We used to have those conversations, and now you're not here, so I can't hear your answer as clearly, right? In the intro, I was asking your loved ones to give them signs when they're with you answering. And before I was moving on, I heard a ticking of a clock here. I love grandfather clocks. My parents' house, my mother, she has a beautiful grandfather clock I've staked claim to with my siblings, and they're fine with that. But I kind of heard that gong go off, right? The mark of the 12, the midnight here. So I don't know if when you're thinking about this and weighing this option, when you're kind of sitting on one more so than the other, if you hear like a pretty profound gong go off. So if you're outdoors, it would be like the church bell or the city square clock going off, right? It would be that kind of gong, or it'd be the strike in your own home, but it would be profound enough, a doorbell going off, loud enough to kind of catch your attention, a big enough bell for you to have an aha from your loved one. I hear you. Okay. So I did say, maybe for some of you, the literal sense, because they did choose the if dad can't fix it, no one can charm. So this might have been dad. Dad was your confidant that you've lost a while ago. And you're kind of missing his cool advice, or his wisdom and his knowledge. They're pulling me in here to the filigree of the heart, and sort of, I don't know if this is where your headspace is, or this is kind of him showcasing your beautiful personality here, of like you being a dreamer. I just see so many like passions and desires to help, to do right, kind of flowing out of your heart here. Like, all your wishes have good intent behind them. That's kind of what I'm trying to say here. You're not, all your wishful thinking, it's not even for self. I could see it for being for others. And maybe that's what you're struggling with. You want to keep this momentum, or there's a next goal here that you want to do for self or for others. It could be both, right? I want to grow my business, and in doing so, I'll be able to help so-and-so and so-and-so. But he's reminding you that you already, again, he's coming back to these experiences. Like, there's almost like nothing new your loved one feels they can share with you here. You're a big dreamer. You have a huge heart. You're a big dreamer. You're a good person. You're a kind person, and you can do it yourself. You've had You have lived plenty experiences already to this point to have gained the knowledge and the tools and the skills that you need for this decision. And I just realized I went right into the charms first, and I kind of said I wasn't going to do that this reading. Oh, look at these stepping stones. Boop, boop, boop. And you know, when I was a little kid, there used to be, or I guess they still do it for karaoke, right? You'd see the words on the screen and the ball would bounce. And as a little kid, you'd sing along, right? And it's kind of like your dad going like, or your loved one here going boop, boop, boop. And he was just like, come on, follow along. You know the steps already. You can see them right before you. So again, coming back to this decision feels like, you know the outcome either way that you go, but again, we're going orange. So he's leaning into your creative juices here, right? Whatever part of your passion center gets delighted when you're able to turn on your creative thinking, your strategic thinking, that's the route he wants you to go. And he's letting you know that too. Look at the purple intuitive ocean here. So you know it, he knows it. So kind of bounce along here. And here's that white piece again, right? Everybody's wearing white. Kind of whole wellness here. You know that this creative, tapping into this more creative side of you, having an outlet for yourself creatively, strategically, for that kind of side of your personality, that's when you feel kind of whole and at peace. And there's, happiness here flowing towards you. There's abundance flowing towards you. So there is like revenue that can come in from following this path, from trusting in yourself, trusting in your dreams, right? Your loved one here has been saying that they love how you're a beautiful dreamer. You have great ideas, all with positive intent behind them. And you have all the tools and experience and knowledge you need. It's almost like they're asking you, what else do you think you need? What are you missing? What do you think you need that I have? Right? You're talking to your loved one here. So he's asking, what do you think I have that you don't already have? I didn't already give you. Okay, I'm gonna go back to doing the charms last. Like I said I would. I mean, regardless of who you are, look, you're being called the king and the queen from your loved one. You're the master of your expertise. You're the master of this skill, this creativity again. Look at all of this. I don't know how you translate your creativity and your powers of strategic thought, but again, look at intuitively, this is right. This is the right path for you to follow. Look where it takes you, right? Wheel of Fortune up here. And your passion, you're standing right on top of something that, every day you're going to wake up, love doing it, because you get to release this part of you. This is what really gets you going. So please follow, your loved one can't be more clear. Follow what you consider your creative outlet, the best outlet for you to show how innovative and strategic and creative you can be. And look how this beautiful robe is all green and lush. And what's she wearing again? White underneath, white headdress. Look at the peace of mind now. You went from swords attacking you to peace of mind, and you've chosen your sword, right? You chose your path. Look at all the wealth and healing and peace, calmness and peace, right decision for you. So follow your gut here, follow your intuition. So with my fireman charm, this is X marks the spot. So I'm going to put it on the card here. So creativity, like I was saying, creativity, innovation, strategic thinking. And you're probably struggling with this because it's this is a pretty significant change for you. With the leaf they're choosing here, your loved one's choosing here, the black leaf. This is like a changing of a season. It could be literal with the changing of the current season. So we have just come into summer, right? We're a month down in the summer season. So with the changing of the season, so too are you changing. And what a beautiful change you're having. What a beautiful future ahead of you. So don't fear the change, right? Don't fear sort of the connections that might be dying. Don't fear that you're falling out of love with one area and more in love with your creativity and sort of this other side of you. It's okay to change. Change with the seasons. Change with the, have a significant change to your lifestyle as well. Maybe that's why I'm fussing with it, because that's where your significant lifestyle is up here, right? Peaceful, wealthy, abundant. So that's a really beautiful reading here for group number 1. I hope you got the answer you needed, the answer you were seeking from your loved one with regards to, this kind of question weighing on your mind, and their answer to pursue, your definition of creative for you, and kind of head down that way. Okay, so thank you. I'll see you at the next reading. Unless you were drawn to the other cards, you might have multiple loved ones, multiple questions. So I'll just clean up here and get into group number 2. Hopefully you were also able to kind of take away some of your own messages from the cards as you looked at them. Okay. All right, so group number 2, welcome. We're going to head into your reading here. I'm going to get some cards first. I'm going to follow the same pattern established with the first group. So we did 3 cards across with 2 different decks, and then we just got a couple charms on top to get the clarity of the answers from your loved one to your questions today. So, or just, just in general, maybe you don't even have a question. You're just here to receive a beautiful message from your loved one. Just kind of tuning into the main card there. Let's see what is the commonality, what's brought us all together, what's the same maybe personality trait that your loved one shared. Maybe that's what's coming through in the card. Maybe you can already see that. But it's already very heavy in the intuitive space here. So you may be a group that is already very connected with your loved one. You're able to feel and see the signs already. This was also a reading where I was going to ask for a sign or signs when they're answering you directly versus going through readers like myself. Okay. So we'll see here. We'll just get 1 or 2 charms, or just a couple or a few. I'll try not to, I'm not going to limit your loved ones, but try not to make the reading too long. Okay, maybe we need to go to the next one. Okay. And we got more movement. I'll try to get it on camera for you. It's fun to watch. Yeah, I thought they were just moving some out of the way. Okay, there we go. So I'm just going to take the ones they discarded here. Just going to sit these all upright. I'm going to take a quick timestamp for our friends that jump ahead, and then we'll get into it. So what is the commonality? So I was already saying how this is very much focusing me here on her intuitive abilities, but also that I can see these and feel these, right? You can see and feel a ball, you can see and feel a piece of paper or something floating. Maybe even just a sensation, right? The intangible, it's kind of behind her here, just a feeling. So I feel like maybe that's what's kind of the common bond here with all of you coming to this card, already tuning into this card. It's you're a group that can already see, sense, feel your loved ones, or you actively engage in conversations with them in order to do so. So that's great. So let's see what additional message they have for you here in this reading, since you're already connecting with them. Okay, so I'm going to do like I did with the first group. I'm going to do the charms second, and we're going to start with the cards first. Ooh, look at this travel. 2 cards about travel. Crossing the water, flying in the sky, riding in the car, you know, faraway lands from one side to the other. I don't know if this is what this is your spirit, if this is what you've been doing lately. Your loved one's just acknowledging, yeah, hey, I've been seeing you do this. I'm loving that you're loving out there, taking these trips, whether it's, you know, with others, or maybe you're taking some solo adventures, some solo time, and they're loving that you're doing so. You know, me time. In terms of loved one, I don't know if this is your partner. Like, I don't know if a significant number of you are widows, and that's why they're celebrating you so much and on you being adventurous. I don't know if you just noticed the card there moved. When I said this could be your partner, you're a widow. Okay. Or fiance, you know, from engagement, long common law partner, anything that would be, you know, everyone knew you guys were you were a couple. But yeah, they're really celebrating you here on more of a kind of unlocking your adventurous spirit. You know, you're doing stuff that you love, pulling you into the pink. You're being creative, adventurous. Now they're pulling me into the distance here between this group and this group. So it's good that you're enjoying life after, you know, they've passed on and you've healed from the immediate loss, right? You still stay in connection with them, as we know. You still talk to them avidly here, but I feel like there's distance between you and whoever these individuals are. I don't know if it's just you're distracting yourself, right? This feels like playtime, and they're kind of chasing you here. They're trying to find you, look for you, but you're kind of out and about. So there seems to be some distance here happening between you and some others. But they're happy you're enjoying life, but they're acknowledging some maybe distraction or purposeful distraction. Just trying to get it on the right angle here on camera for you with these individuals here. So family, family tree. So these are family members. So there's some distance here between you and some family members. Connection here. And your loved one wants you to take a step towards them. So, you know, if you are on a trip and you come home, I feel like I don't even have to describe who this family member or members are. I feel like it's plural. It might be a specific family, like within your family. But they're urging you to kind of take a step, you know, just take a step back towards these individuals, these members of your family. You know, I'm not here to ruin your enjoyment, but there's importance here to kind of step back to this family member here. Okay. You know, this is the second time the dad charm came out, so I don't know if that was their role in the family. So your dad, a grandpa, a husband, a son-in-law, if it's the father of these family members. Or son. I don't know why I only said son-in-law. It could be son. Okay. So let's see. So you have some incoming news here, which might trigger a socialization. So this might be an invitation for you to come out and have coffee with someone or have some drinks. Or this is incoming news of, hey, heads up, there's some visitors coming and maybe you're the hosting house. But I definitely feel like pleasant news. Like I said, it's very, passion and creative and happiness, joy, all the colors are kind of here. So good time. And a good time had by all. They're pulling me into the two birds here in their eyes. So maybe this is news they want you to like really watch out for. Like try to stay attuned. Try to pay attention and watch for this invitation and be willing to receive it. Kind of don't miss out on this. Maybe don't miss out on this socialization opportunity, this chance to visit. I'm just trying to see if they'll give me a sign here that you'll see, because you're a group that's seeing and feel signs here. Yeah, they're only pulling me to the flame here, so maybe light, maybe a candle will flicker by you, but that's always, it could be a breath, it could be the wind, right? So, so I don't know if it's like lights flickering around you, and they're kind of there reminding you that this news is coming in. News is coming, but they're just giving me flame, light, as a sign for you on that. So let's see. Okay. Well, we have my French fries, so that's a social gathering. I'll just do it with this hand then. So this is a social gathering. This is a group of people. This is kind of your network, an event, a conference. However, this news translates into an opportunity. There is going to be people there, plural. So it won't be just a one-on-one coffee date. There'll be at least 3 or 4 of you, a group. And then we have, if dad can't fix it, no one can. So like I said, if it's not a father figure or someone who was a father, had a father role, or kind of a mentor role for you, then this would be your husband, your partner, kind of your significant other, with kind of the dad role here, but sort of that mentor or significant other. But the charm itself says that you have everything you need. So I don't know if events or socialization makes you anxious, but they're making me feel like you don't have to worry about this group of people. Maybe that's why they were drawing me to the eyes. Like, watch for this invite, because you'll be okay. You'll be okay with this group of people. So don't miss out on this chance to see these people. Okay. The Queen of Cups. I don't know if some of you are Pisces. Getting Pisces right away for some reason. Also getting Capricorn. I believe the Capricorn. For some reason, I don't know why I like mermaid tails. Always make me feel Capricorn. So Pisces, Capricorn. Maybe this is when the two of you connect the most at night. Not when you're sleeping. She's sitting, right? She's sitting and she's gazing up at the stars and kind of talking to the moon here. So, you know, maybe you're having conversations. That's when you're listening, feeling, connecting intuitively. You're connecting in with them in the evening hours, kind of watching the stars together here, watching the moon rise. And it's nice. You're having like this quiet conversation, and you're watching them kind of do the signs. I watch those ghost hunting adventure shows, and they use those REM pods, and they say turn on the green light, or they'll say use 2 flashlights and be like left one, right one. And I can feel them like turning things on either side, or you know, one or the other, and you're down here like answering and having conversation, kind of deciphering. But then they're bringing in a message here. They're pulling me into the cup here. So I don't know if you're concerned of finances, but you're literally sitting in the ocean and you're covering your cup like I don't have enough. But you have more than enough water around you to not only fill this cup, and then some. So, you know, concerns with finances, they're letting you know you have what you need. You have more than what you need. You have enough, right? You're okay. You're gonna be okay. I don't know why I was shaking. I don't know if you can see that I'm shaking. So yeah, I don't know if finances are on your mind. Maybe that's what you were talking about with them most recently. Maybe that was your last conversation, and you asked them for a sign, and here's your sign. Yes, you have the money that you need. Okay. Oh, beautiful. Okay, so we have my soulmate charm. So this just connects back to who this person is. So again, that feeling of them being your partner, them being a companion, a close mentor, someone you looked up to, a best friend, sort of that deep love. So you can trust that that you're right. That's the loved one that's coming through for you in this reading today. And then here's the celebration of that you have what you need. You know, she has a wine glass, and you have a barrel. So you have enough to fill your glass. You have enough to fill your glass and your guest's glass. And look at the grapes on top, right? And then some. You got more grapes, so you can make more wine. So again, this message of wealth with regards to your finances. You have more than what you perceiving yourself to have. You're comfortable. You're okay. So the answer here would be yes. If you had a question to them and you were struggling with the signs. So like I said, this group, I feel like you talk to them often. But the answer over here is yes with regards to your money question. Yes, please pay attention and watch for this news, for this social gathering. I don't know, maybe this is with family. Maybe it's with this family, or it gives you an opportunity to make that first step and connect with this family. And you'll continue to have joy, but they love that you're loving life and you're enjoying life. They're watching you do that. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and clear up for group number 3 here. So if you weren't drawn to the 3rd card, thank you for joining. I hope you received the messages you needed to hear today and got to kind of see and feel your loved ones in the cards and in the messages. Okay. Let's bring down group number 3, and then we'll get started with them. Okay. All right, welcome group 3. I'm gonna go ahead and shuffle the cards, connecting with your loved ones to get the messages, the answers you want to hear today. I'm gonna do 3 cards, just like I established with the first group. So we're just repeating it for everyone. Nope, they don't want me going there. Dig in here, okay. And we'll get some cards from another deck. I don't know why I do that. I seem to or really far right. Okay. Maybe I mentioned that, I don't know. Not usually my language, saying far right. So maybe your loved one was connected to politics or understood government politics. Maybe they were, a far right member. I don't know. I think that's American language. Or respect to the party, type of party. Okay. I'm just trying to think through also what else far right could mean. Why would they make me say that? I don't know. Did you take a did you take a sudden like right hook turn in life decision recently? And are you here going, okay, what did I do, or what if? Maybe you're contemplating a 180 decision, something that would be considered like far out there. Get the terms. I'm just going to get 1 or 2 per, just for some added messaging. Let's see here how they want to fall. I might have to go to this. No, okay, got some movement. Sometimes they got to move other terms out of the way. Oop. I'm going to put that back because I did move too quick on them. Oh, a choice. Okay, in the intro I was babbling about a sort of a quick left turn, right hook decision you made, and then you're like, yeah, then what? What happens now? Oh, as I just touched the chart, I said now. Okay. Just gonna take a quick timestamp for our friends that jump ahead, and then I'll get into this. Okay, the card that we all tuned into, that brought us together. What's the connective kind of theme, or maybe this is your loved one. What do they share in common? So what I'm seeing here is the blue is kind of washing this away, right? I come from a profession where I worked with a lot of PowerPoints, and there's that animation where you can, you could literally wipe the contents off the slide, and the other contents comes right in. So I was saying in the intro, for those of you that jumped to the start of the message, that I was feeling like you may have taken a sudden right turn, a sudden spontaneous decision, and then you were like, now what? I thought I was making a right decision, and now I'm lost. Or a sense of, I thought I'd be celebrating, but I'm kind of just sitting here in outer space. A little bit of self-doubt starting to creep in, right? You were fully healed, you were at peace, but you can see how the blue is starting to creep in here, right? Starting to kind of crawl up her arm, get into the headspace. So some self-doubt is starting to creep in on this group. So let's see what our loved ones have to say about your recent or this big decision, and how can they help you with your self-doubt. I don't know why I hung on to that card so long. Maybe that's self-doubt coming into play. Okay, I'm going to do this charms last. That's how I've been doing this reading. And we'll go into the cards first. Okay, so they want me to focus in here on how you made the decision to follow your intuition, follow your gut, to find like inner peace. She's following this route. She's going to be going through the gates here, your soul path. So you're anytime I see a gate, that's a milestone in your soul path. So you're heading into your next chapter here, and you made that decision. I'm going in, right? Intuitively, you're like, I'm following it. I'm going in. I feel at peace. I'm emotionally stable. I'm going to go be wealthy and abundant and prosperous in all my areas. and I have everything I need. So that's the decision you made. Whatever this big decision you made, it was putting yourself first, going after a dream you have. You're heading down and sort of doing this new start. Maybe that's why I was seeing the wiping as well, because you're starting this. You've gone through the gate, so you're in a new chapter here, and your loved one is celebrating you. So don't self-doubt, don't second-guess the decision. They're coming forward with the Wheel of Fortune. So you've said, I'm going to chase abundance, right? It's on the hills. I'm going to chase it. I'm going to go claim what's mine. And your loved one is letting you know it's going to happen. If they're already celebrating on the other side, you're going to be celebrating on this side. Also, the spider as a spirit animal. I believe the spider as a spirit animal is all about expect good fortune, expect a good turn of events. I believe that's what the spider is. You can look it up. I'm pretty sure the spider, if it's like in your home as a sign. So this reading's also about a sign that the loved one can give you in your home. An example would be you go to get in your vehicle and there's a noticeable spider randomly for the first time ever sitting on your door handle when you go to grab it, right? So you stop, you kind of react to the spider being in that random place. You expect them more on your ceilings, on your walls, your windows, not on your door handle, right? So don't be surprised if a spider catches your attention. So we have peace and love. So your loved one knows that they're reinforcing the decision you made is going to bring you true happiness and fulfillment. So again, that abundance message, you're heading into a chapter of fulfillment. So you're going to be receiving and achieving some great things in the next period. And we have now. So like I said, you've already walked through the gates. You already chose self. And you already know that, right? You had your goblet ready. You're like, hey, I walked through and where's the party? Well, it is happening now. It is going to happen. You might not see it. You might not feel it yet. But it's happening. Okay. So we already know this is about a decision to follow your heart. But we'll go back to the charms anyways. Okay. Look at you grabbing your goblet again. Whew. You're like, this is mine. And you're reaching up, right? You're reaching up into that. It's almost like just another point of view. Sort of the black to the blue, right? The black to the blue. So if we were doing a drone view, an aerial view on the goblet, and seeing your arm come up and through and grabbing, this is what was intended for me. This was my sole purpose. This was the wealth, the health, the happiness, the love, the intuitions, the talents. You're grabbing it all now. And look at you breaking through to a whole new world. Whole new world. No wonder you're kind of like, now what? That's what I was feeling, sort of this. I've wiped my plate clean, Maybe you've hit a complete full restart. You could be someone that's rock bottom climbing back to the top, right? Hit rock bottom and now you're coming back out. But your loved one here is again pushing you to kind of be calm, be present in the journey, trust that it is happening. She's kind of floating here. Again, wrapped with abundance, kind of starting to come in, right? The rose bushes are starting to creep in and kind of cover up our sleeping beauty here. So, it's coming into you. Whatever it is that you've restarted. This could be clients, revenue, these could be bachelors, bachelorettes, if it's new love that you want. Everything and anything that you wanted in this new life, it's starting to come into you. Repeating the now message here from your loved ones. I don't like covering her head, so I'm going to turn her right side up. Okay. So in terms of the charms, So we have the made with love. So you made the choice to follow a passion, your soul purpose, an interest, something that, really connects into your happiness and joy center. And this was a decision that you made. And look at the ripple effect already. So again, this message of now, we're already in kind of the third tier here is starting to build. So maybe that's why you haven't felt it yet, right? You're still kind of waiting for the roses here to kind of touch you. You're waiting to feel the weight. And you're waiting to kind of see this third row of kind of petals really bloom. So you've got some incoming I'm trying to get the right word from them. I feel like it's going to be like this flower, it's going to be like water, it's going to trickle, and then it's going to be like the tap's on full. I don't know why they're showing me, like, for some reason this flower is going from really slowly growing these 3 tiers, and then like overnight, boom, we got a fully open rose on the vine, right? It goes from bud to rose overnight. So watch for that as a sign. Maybe that's the sign they're trying to give me, because I was asking for signs as well. So physically in this world, you'll see a trickling in of clients or wealth or new connections, good people, whatever it is that you've, whatever drove this major decision, this major lifestyle overhaul change, this decision, that's going to trickle in, and then it's just going to pour in. Okay, so we have celebration. Oh, well, I've already started my charms. I was supposed to do these last, but so we got celebration, kind of fireworks going off here. That's what that is. This is something new. Well, we've already established this. We know that. Let me get my thumb off of her for you. Or my little Bambi. So this is you starting off on something new, kind of trial and error. You got new legs, right? Fresh legs. You're going to be growing. This is a whole new lifestyle for you, whole new version of you, whole new side of you that is being shown. And they're celebrating that. They're celebrating this new start. And there's fulfillment waiting for you. Your heart is open here. It's that open canister, right? It's ready and willing and available here to get filled. So this fresh start is gonna fill up your heart. Fireworks are gonna go off. Okay. I like how this is telling me like a bullseye here on your passion. Like you've hit the bullseye. So you truly are following your soul purpose. You made the right decision. You hit the mark, right? X marks the spot, and you've hit it right on the bullseye, right down the middle. You couldn't have made a better decision for yourself. You just did the right thing. You're doing the right thing. You're off in the right direction for sure. Okay. What I love is they're showing me like this is an ice cream cone, and a fire-breathing dragon is cooling off his mouth with an ice cream cone. So this yin-yang balance, the heat and the cold. So this beautiful balance that you're going to have, but you're kind of in your power here too. You're very self-assured, very knowing. The doubt, the sudden, right, the doubt that was creeping up here on your arm, it's gone, because you're owning all your emotions. You're owning it. But I love that for some reason I feel like he's eating ice cream. I don't know if that's what you did with your loved one. I don't know if that's why they're bringing in ice cream to help me communicate to you who this is. part of their personality. I don't know. Did you play games and go for ice cream? Like for myself, growing up as a child, there was a mini putt that had a ice cream bar, so you would play mini putt and then grab a cone with the family. So I don't know if like games and ice cream or just game nights and snacks, games and snacks was something that you and this loved one would thoroughly enjoy, or memories that you fondly look back on. But they're pulling me back to celebration now here with the firework and the beautiful dragon here. I keep seeing those beautiful Asian festivals and parades with the dragons and all